it visible?
Yes.
That's perfect. So, first thing is, what is API? So, according to you, what is API?
Okay. API is application program interface, like as I mentioned, is interface like if we have like two application by using API, we can, for example, there is a lot of methods to crude operation by using
Mhm,
API. It's a middle,
mhm.
it's like interface, so we can create, update, or delete, or based on this crude operation, we can apply by using API. So this is what API
Yes.
and okay, and REST in SOAP API. So like REST SOAP API is like we have using by WSDL, and it is more secured, better than the REST API. But currently, most company using REST because it is like more using different formats and also different protocols. But when you come to
Yes.
SOAP, only using XML format, and we
Yes.
are only using WSDL. This is what API is. Yeah.
Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect definition that you have given. Yes, API is basically used for interaction between multiple applications. Like, for
Mm,
example, if you are having a watch, if you're using a watch and there you are counting the steps, okay? So, how
mm,
these two things, like your watch is interacting with that particular application which is counting the steps, your overall steps that you are taking each day, right? So this is
mhm,
done through the APIs only. Okay, so APIs are used for applications to interact with each other. That's correct. Okay,
mm,
and REST and SOAP, as you mentioned, that SOAP is like having a WSDL for designing purpose, right? And SOAP is more secure because WS security is there, right?
mhm,
But REST is not that secure as SOAP, but there are so many things that we can apply to the REST because REST is simple to use. There are so many
mm,
formats that we can use with REST, and there are multiple methods also that we can use for REST. But for SOAP, only post method is used, right?
okay, yeah.
So next question is, what is the difference between microservices and monolithic?
Like microservice means like, for example, when you come to monolithic means when the
Mhm.
everything is in one place. When for like,
Yes.
for example, when you are like our application, when you are configuring, we are based on just monolithically way. But when you come to microservice means we are each application has its own configuration, so it
Mm-hmm.
is easy to fix.
Hmm.
Example, when we have an error, it's easy to
Hmm.
fix error when you come to microservice. But when you come to monolithic,
Hmm.
sometimes it is hard to getting our errors. Yeah, that's how I'm understanding this microservice. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that is correct. That is correct. Monolithic is like having everything at one place. Let's say there is a order management system where you are you have to make one order, and for that you will get one invoice, and there are so many things that are related to that particular order. Okay, so
Mhm,
that all will be there in one API, one application. That will be your
mhm,
monolithic. Okay, that becomes complex. Let's say there is an error in invoice system. Okay, so to understand that error, to debug that error, it will become bit difficult and monolithic, right?
mhm,
But for
mhm,
microservices, it is like in Java or in any other technologies, you have classes and then you have functions, right? That means you
mhm,
are dividing the class like different functions based on the functionalities. Let's say
mhm.
one API is for orders, one API is for invoices, so that you can reuse them as well, right? So
Okay.
this is the difference between the microservices and monolithic, and you were also right. Everything was correct. And next thing is, What is MuleSoft? Why MuleSoft? Like, what do you understand by MuleSoft, Fala?
Yeah, MuleSoft is ESB integration tool. It is like enterprise service bus. So by using MuleSoft, we are integrate multiple applications. It is more secured. Currently, we are using MuleSoft, and MuleSoft is we can like what I mentioned. It is like ASV tool, better ASV tool currently. So by using MuleSoft, we can integrate multiple application, and also like we can implement like APIs like, for example, one application maybe receive one JSON format. For example,
Mm-hmm.
other application might be in uh, other format. So by using MuleSoft, we can transform
Mm-hmm.
one for one protocol to other protocol. We can transform, or we can
Mm-hmm.
transform one format to other format. And also MuleSoft used for security purpose. And for example, we have like in MuleSoft, we can have like different kinds of connector and component. Based on that, we can configure our flows, and we can
Mm-hmm.
control our flows, and we can integrate our application with multiple. By using MuleSoft, we can integrate different application.
Yes, that's correct. So MuleSoft is an integration platform, as you said, but you mentioned that it is an ESB. It's not just an ESB, okay? So we can
Mm,
expose our endpoints as well. Okay, ESB is like a bus. As whenever you have to do the ETL type of things, whenever you want to sync the data between multiple applications and you want to transfer the data from one format to another format, right? For that you use ESB. Okay, but let's
mhm,
say if you want to expose the endpoints as well, you are having experience layer, right? So at
mhm,
that case it is not called as ESB. Okay, ESB is
okay,
still then whenever you are having a scheduler or something, it is just like a ETL. Okay, it's not
mhm,
it's not when you are exposing the endpoint. So MuleSoft is providing both the things. You can use it as a ESB also. You can expose your
mhm,
endpoints as well. You can create your APIs, your own APIs. Okay, where
mhm,
you are
mhm,
providing your own data sets like as an output. Okay,
mhm,
so other than that, as you said that for the security purpose, yes, MuleSoft is the best thing for security purpose. Like if one API is interacting with another API, and in between you want a
mhm,
security, you want to add a check who is accessing that particular API, then yes,
mhm,
MuleSoft is good at that stage, and you can even add a proxy and MuleSoft by MuleSoft. Like if your endpoint is A, and you don't want to show that endpoint to the customer, you don't want that customer to be aware of that endpoint. Okay, at that time you can add the proxy, so customer will hit on endpoint B and he will be redirected to endpoint A, right? So this is
mhm,
how you can add security as well. And there are multiple policies that we will go through in other sessions, okay, by which we you
mhm,
can add the securities. And
mhm,
this is security part, and next is the transformation. You are correct. Let's say if one company wants to send the data to another company, okay, and one company understands A language and another company understands B language, so all
mhm,
the transformations, all the mappings can be done inside the MuleSoft. Okay, so security is there, routing is there, and this transformation is there. Okay, so
mhm,
these all considered as a MuleSoft like integration platform. Okay, which
mhm,
is used for application to application communication. Okay, next thing is API led connectivity. So, as per you, what you do you understand by API led connectivity, and why this API led connectivity is very much important in MuleSoft?
Okay, so API lead connectivity is like API has like three layers, which means experience layer, system layer, and process layer. When you,
Yes.
experience layer means we are exposing to only for our users, but when
Mm-hmm.
you come to process layer, we are orchestration, business logic. We are creating in the process, and when you come to system layer, for example, in process layer, we can have like just one, might be one process layer, and we can have multiple system layer to exposing the backend. It might be database or SAP or Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
So by using API like three layers, yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
can API lead connectivity.
Okay. Yes, you are correct. API-led connectivity is important in MuleSoft for reusability purpose, for discovery purpose, right? So
Mhm,
API-led connectivity divides the APIs into three layers. That is system layer. First layer is system layer. As the
mhm,
name specifies, system layer is used for connecting to the systems. Like as you said that if you are having a Salesforce, if you are having multiple databases, if you want to connect with them, you can create the system API for that, right?
mhm,
And in case there is so much load, then what you can do, you can even divide that as reads and writes, right?
mhm,
Reads for in another API, writes in another API. Okay, and this is the system layer where you are connecting to the systems, and next is your process layer. Process layer is where you are having a business logic, as you said. So all the coding part, all the mapping part, all the transformation will be done at the process layer. Let's say you want to extract the data from Salesforce and you have to push the data to 1 DB, that is MySQL DB. Okay, so
mhm.
how many APIs you require for that? And you are not exposing any endpoint. There is a scheduler. So how many APIs you need?
I'm sorry, can you repeat for me? I thought you are.
Yes. Let's say you want to extract the data from Salesforce and you want to push the data to the DB. That is MySQL DB. Okay. And you are having a scheduler for that. So how many
Mhm.
APIs are required?
Uh, so like if you have a scheduler,
Hmm.
we can use like two APIs, system API we can use.
Hmm.
So for scheduler, we can use like process API, and
Hmm.
we have process API, and we can use one or two system API.
Yes. So you will be having one process API where your scheduler will run and which will
Mhm,
extract the data from the system API that connects with Salesforce, right?
mhm,
And then do the transformation and all, and then it will push the data to the DB by using another system API that is for DB. Okay, so
yes, yes.
overall three APIs will be there, one process
Mhm,
API and two system APIs, right?
yeah.
So this is about the system API and process API. Now the question arises for experience layer. Why we need experience layer? So whenever you are exposing the endpoints to the customer, okay, at that time you need experience layer. Let's say you want to add extra security, you want to create the endpoints either for mobile application and one for web application, and in the web application you want to provide 10 fields and in the mobile application you just want to provide 3 fields, and at the same time there are different types of securities and all, so that you can create two different system APIs, one for mobile application and one for web application. Okay, so experience
Mm.
layer comes when you need the interaction with the outer world, right? So when you are exposing the endpoints. Okay, so this is all about the API led connectivity and it is mainly used for the reusability purpose. Okay, so whenever there is a need for extracting the data from DB again, so you can use that particular API that you already created, that system API, right?
Mhm.
You can reuse that.
Right.
So next is API designing. So what is API design for you?
API design means before we start creating flows, we will by using RAML
Mm-hmm.
specification in the
Mm-hmm.
design center. We are creating our APIs.
Mm-hmm.
It might be system experience or process. We are creating our API, and
Mm-hmm.
like by using different. It might be using fragment for you mentioned for reusable purpose. Also, we can use fragment, and we are creating our API. So we are using by design center. We are implementing our API, creating our API in the design center by using RAML specification.
Okay, okay. But why this designing is important? Why you need this designing?
So designing is so we can because like to using this designing purpose, so we can reuse our API. So for example, if we are update or if you are doing something in after sometimes, so by using
Mm-hmm.
this design, uh, we can update our API. You can reusable purpose. So uh, multiple purpose we can use by designing this API. That's my understanding.
Okay, okay. And is there any other way for designing the APIs other than RAML?
Yes, we can use RAML, YAML. It's yeah, for Mule mostly I'm using for RAML.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm mentioning RAML. But we can have multiple way of creating our API. The other is
Okay.
YAML.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, I was using YAML for API connectivity.
Okay.
IBM. Yeah, so for our API in MuleSoft, we only use
Mm-hmm.
RAML part to create our
Okay.
specification, how we are. Okay.
Yes. Just give me a second. Sorry. Okay. So here, this is design. Okay. So in MuleSoft, we follow design first approach, right? So in
Mhm,
design, as you said, that we have to do it in the design center in the MuleSoft platform, right? Any point platform,
mhm,
right?
yeah.
But you are using RAML for that, right? And you
Mhm,
said designing is used for reusability purpose, right?
mhm,
But main reason for designing is not the reusability purpose. I want to explain that to you. Let's say if you are building a house, okay, if you're
mhm,
building a house, what is the first thing you do? You first call the architect to design your house, like where the room will be there, where your kitchen will be there, right, where your bedroom will be there, right? So this is how you first do the designing part, and then you approve. Then that architect will give you that design, right? He will
mhm.
say that this is the structure that you can create at your home. Let me show you just an example. Okay, like that, for example, this one. Okay, let's say this is the kitchen, and uh, this is the hall, and this is one bedroom. Okay, and this is what architect created. Now he will show you this diagram. He will say that this is the architecture that we can use to construct your house, right?
Mhm.
Now you will say, no, 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 I don't like this one bedroom. You have to create the bedroom here. Okay. So you are the customer for that house, right? So you have given the feedback, like you want the bedroom here, right? So
Oh,
this is the same thing we are doing here. Okay, we are first designing the API. We are specifying that we will be having these methods, these resources. Let's say if you are having one API for orders, one API for products, and this one API for orders will be having two methods, that is post method and put method. Okay. And
Mm.
for products, you are having a delete method, and let's say you are having one get method. Okay. So
Mhm.
that you are specifying in the design, and then you can give this design to the customer and say, see, we are going to develop this thing. First check whether you are agreed to this particular design or not. You can do the testing as well by hitting the mocking endpoints. Okay.
Mhm.
So you will first take the feedback of the customer, and if customer is satisfied that yes, four methods are fine for me and this orders and products is good for me, then we will go ahead for the development part. Otherwise, if there will be any changes, we will do the changes at this end only. Okay. So the main purpose is not the reusability, it is mainly for get the customer's feedback as soon as possible. Okay. So that you will not be like putting so much efforts in the developing a wrong thing that customer doesn't want. Okay. In the design stage only, you are asking customer that this is the thing that we are finalizing, you agree or not, tell us. Okay.
Mm.
Agreed.
Yep. Yep. Got it.
Yeah. So this is the one thing, feedback part, and there is one more thing. So this design, whatever you have created and whatever is being agreed by the customer, you can use this design part to build or to develop that part. Okay. So
Mhm.
after that, you will do the implementation. So in case there will be any, as we were thinking that we will be having two resources, that is orders and products, and two methods were there for orders, right? So let's say in the request there is one attribute which is required and customer is not providing that attribute in the request. Okay. So
Mhm.
it will get failed. Okay. This also you can add a check in the design stage only. Okay. So while implementing the API, while implementing this design in the Anypoint Studio, okay, there is one scaffolding thing is done. Okay. In that API kit router, it is mentioned that you are validating the request based on the design, based on the ramble. Okay. So
Mhm.
at that
Mhm.
part only, it will get failed. That attribute is not there. Go back. Okay. It will be like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So these are the main reasons why we are using design, design
Mm.
first approach. Okay.
Mhm.
And for
Mhm.
designing the APIs, as you said, you are using RAML. But other than RAML, what all are available? Let me tell you. RAML is there for only REST APIs.
Mhm.
Okay. And there is one OAS, that is Open API Specification.
Mhm.
Okay, that is also for REST APIs. Okay. So
Mhm.
customer may provide you either raml or either oas, or customer may ask you to create your own raml or own oas based on the requirements. Okay.
Mhm.
And these both are used for REST APIs. It's up to you which one you want to use. Okay. MuleSoft mostly prefer to use RAML because it is YAML based and it is very easy to understand. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
So other than RAML, we are having OAS as well. You must heard about Swagger as well, right?
Yes,
Have you
Swagger.
heard
Yeah.
about Swagger? Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Open API specification was earlier called Swagger. Okay.
Oh.
So when Swagger 3 came, it becomes Open API specification. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep.
We have one more, that is WSDL, as you mentioned in the difference between SOAP and REST. Okay. So WSDL
Mhm.
is used for SOAP APIs, but MuleSoft
Mm.
doesn't support this. MuleSoft Anypoint platform doesn't support creation of WSDL. You have to
Mhm.
create the WSDL in another tool. Okay.
Mhm. Mm.
But in any point studio, while implementing the API, while doing the development stage, you can consume the WSDL files, right? You
Mhm.
can use you can create the SOAP APIs. Okay. But in any point platform, here in the design phase, Visdel is not allowed. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay, so let's move to the next point. So this is related to the API designing. So next is
Mm-hmm.
the MuleSoft components. So what are the most important components of MuleSoft? Like tools you can say that we are using. There are tools that I have already told, but you also, if you can say.
Component mostly we are using transform is a major. The other is logger in DB database. AWS
Uh,
might be Salesforce.
uh,
Okay, okay. The other is connector. Sorry. Uh, so mostly I'm using transform logger.
mhm.
This is the
Uh,
main.
Okay, so these are not the components like I am like referring to. Components here means like any point platform and any point studio. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I thought you were that. Okay,
Yes. I agreed with that. And in any point platform, what all components are there?
okay. Design center, runtime manager,
Yes.
uh, design center,
Mm-hmm.
endpoint manager,
Mm-hmm.
runtime manager.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we are also exchange.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And, mm, this is a basic one. Yeah, we can use
Yes.
this. Yeah.
Yes, these are the basic ones, as you said, that design center is there, exchange is there. What is the purpose of design center? We already discussed that is used for creating the ramals or doing the designing.
Mhm.
You can create using the OAS as well. And there is one more thing that is for event driven designing. Let me tell you, that is for
Mhm.
queues. If you are having a queue,
Mhm.
sorry, if you are having a queues or JMS queues and all, then also you can create a design for that. That are called async APIs. Okay, that also you can create from here. Okay, so
Which
new
one?
API specification fragments you are aware of.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
so we will be discussing about the fragments in our next session in depth. Okay,
okay.
and new mule application, new mule, this one, new
Okay.
async API. Async API is used for your like if you are having a queues, like JMS queues are there, then you use the async APIs. You create async
Mm.
APIs. It is similar to your ramal and all, but it is for queues. Okay,
Okay, sure. Yeah.
you can even import it from the file also. We will look into this and the depth in our further sessions. For today's session, it was just a basic. I wanted to know like what all like features and what all you know about MuleSoft basics and all.
Oh,
Okay,
mhm. Okay. Okay.
and I think that's it for today's session. As I was told that today's session is for 1 hour.
Okay.
And yep, that's done. Any question from your end? And any feedback or anything that you want to say?
No, no, I'm good. But so tomorrow the same time or what time we are connect?
Tomorrow will be like 7:30. 7:30 for me, and it will be, I think, what's the time there for now?
11:40.
11:40. Okay. Uh, 7:30 IST to yours is EST, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 9 p.m. for you. Sorry. No. 7:30
AM.
p.m. for me. No. It's p.m. for me. It's 9 a.m. for you. If you
Okay.
want
Okay.
late, I can I can change it to 10 a.m. as well. It's up to you.
10.
What
10
you
is
want.
good for me. Yeah. 10.
10 is good. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. 10
All
a.m.
right.
Tomorrow we will meet at 10 a.m. and we will go further. Like we will do some advanced topics then. Okay.
Okay.
I'm good
Okay.
with this. Like I get to know that yes, you have done NCT level 1 and yeah, you're